Welcome to the Unscripted Journey podcast. I'm your host, Cynthia Schoen. Around here, we believe in living life on purpose, not by permission. Each week, we'll talk real growth, fresh starts, and bold steps to create a life that's true to you. So grab your coffee, get comfy, and let's take this journey together. Welcome back to the Unscripted Journey, my friends. As always, I'm your host, Cynthia, and I'm so happy that you're joining me today. Let me ask you a question. Have you ever had to start over in life? If you're like me, it's happened several times, and starting over in general sounds good on paper, right? It's like a fresh start. But let's be honest, it's scary. You don't feel ready, you don't feel enough, and sometimes you even wonder if you've already missed your chance. I have been there. For me, it has shown up several times in my life. It showed up after divorce, after remarriage, after closing a church of 8 years, after closing another church after 5 years, after the kids going to college. Seems like it's always creeping up on me. I'm not going to lie. It's not a very good feeling. And maybe for you, it's a career change, or maybe you can relate to being an empty nester. These things happen. And in this episode, I want to talk about what it really takes to start fresh. Not with everything figured out, but with some real courage to take the first step, even when we're scared, right? I think starting fresh is something that's going to happen through our life during different seasons. And how we approach it and how we handle it is so key for success. I think that there's always this push and pull of feeling either like we're too much or we're not enough. And these feelings show up in seasons of change. We start to question ourselves, our existence, our purpose. Like, why am I here? Why is this happening? And these feelings are pretty normal, but they do keep you second guessing when you're ready to move forward. It brings you to a halt. And if you are an overthinker, like I am, yes, I'm raising my hand here, I am an overthinker of things. Sometimes things will keep me up at night because I'm playing the different scenarios in my head. It's just the way I am. I'm working on it. But it is sometimes difficult because it does halt your decision. Like, I am a person that before I send an email out, I'm not going to lie, I will read it 5 or 6 times. And I'm reading the same sentence. I'm looking, do I need to change a word? For me, sometimes to pull the trigger on something, it takes time. So I do tend to overthink it. I do believe that there is a myth that you're never going to find love after heartache, or you're never going to find belonging after being rejected, or acceptance again. And I do believe that this shows up in different ways, whether it's in our relationships and friendships, career, if it's your community or your purpose. You can feel heartache, like a sense of you're no longer belonging or you can't get accepted in all areas of your life, really. Because when you think about it, these areas of your life make up who you are. Our relationship, our career, our community, our friends, where we live, what we do, all of that is kind of encompasses a lot of times who we are as people. And I will tell you, this happened to me. I want to share my story. About 20 years ago, I divorced after being married for almost 10 years. I had 2 small children. They were very, very young at the time. And I felt after that point in my life that I was never going to be loved. No one was going to love me. No one was going to love my kids. It was a really difficult time for me. I felt rejected. I felt lonely. I felt broken. And all those are very normal. And if you've gone through divorce in your life, and even if you're going through it right now, I just want to tell you that you are not alone. You will love again. You will be loved again. And you will find purpose in your life once more. But it's a very real feeling. All those things I previously talked about rejection, acceptance, all of those belonging. I felt all of those emotions, sometimes at the same time, sometimes one after the other, sometimes in different points of my day. And it was a very, very difficult time for me. But I just want to say that God is a redeeming God. God is a God of love, and He wants the best for us. And I met an amazing man that I already talked to you so much about, Tim. He's my amazing husband, and he has restored in me those hopes of feeling loved and accepted. And yes, someone will find you, or God will send someone to you that will love you, accept you, you and your children and your baggage. It doesn't mean that you don't have to work through it, but it definitely is very possible. But I went through rejection, denial, fear of judgment. Like, oh my goodness, I felt like everyone who looked at me was judging me because I was divorced and I had two small children. It is a very hard feeling because you feel shame. But listen, there is hope and life after that. Maybe it's not divorce for you. Maybe it's something else. Maybe you got fired from a job and you feel shameful and you feel like, whoa, I'm never going to be able to get this kind of a job again. That's not true. That is not true. You are redeemable. And I want to say that there is a difference, though, between rebuilding yourself, which is what I did after my divorce. After meeting Tim, we began to rebuild our life together. There's a difference between rebuilding yourself and rebuilding your circumstance, like just rebuilding your circumstances. You can move 1,000 miles away. You can change jobs 3 or 4 times. You can find someone new. But if isn't enough if you're not rebuilding yourself on the inside. Reinvention is inside work first, outside work second. It's why I always say therapy, people, get some therapy. Go get your stuff sorted out. Get your stuff sorted out. Get your stuff out there. Talk to someone to help you sort out all the emotions and traumas that you have been through. It's a number one step of starting anything, like admitting that you need help. For example, let's just say if you want to lose weight, right? One of the first things that you do, hopefully, is change the way you eat. And then you start exercising, right? It kind of starts going hand in hand. But you start thinking, oh, I need to eat better. Do I need to eat more vegetables? I need more protein. I need to drink more water. I need to stop consuming sugars. All that work, what it starts to do is change the inside of your body. It changes the inside first. When we fill our bodies with better food, the composition, the physical part of us, the exterior, begins to change, and people will start seeing a change in you. And most people, when you say, oh my God, when you ask them, oh my gosh, you've lost so much weight. What are you doing? I changed my diet and I'm exercising. I'm going to the gym or I'm taking more walks, right? Like it goes hand in hand. It is a result when you start working on the inside that your outside is going to also improve. And in the same way, when you start to change what's inside of you, the exterior part of your life also begins to change. I have talked about this in several of my podcasts. Go listen to all of them, okay, people? Do me a favor and go listen to them. There's so many good nuggets in them. But I've talked about this, that you need to change what's on your inside because it's going to change the way you talk, the way you walk, the way you look, your perspective. It is a byproduct of that. Turning emotional baggage, everything that you're going through, have gone through, into wisdom is important. You don't have to erase everything that you've gone through. You don't have to erase your past. Sometimes we want to forget it, but I bet you there are some life lessons, some things that you can draw from those experiences that have been hard in your life. Your hardest seasons can become your greatest teachers. You can learn from your past mistakes, from your past hurts. You know, I have talked about boundaries. I have talked about life changes. I have talked about letting go of people. There's so many things that happen because of the things that you have learned, the things that have hurt you, the people that have hurt you. So I want you to look at those hard seasons in your life as teaching moments for you. It is important that no matter what, that you start scared, that when you're going through these changes and you want to change who you are and want to start fresh, that you start scared. Because fear is not proof. We all get scared. We all have some type of fears. Fear is not proof that you're unqualified. It doesn't say that you are not qualified for this life or to have and experience XYZ in your life. It's proof that you're in new territory. It's normal to have jitters in you, right? When you're in unknown water, when you're exploring new territories, it's okay to feel that like nervousness, that butterfly in your stomach. And I remember when Tim was teaching the kids to swim, right? His parents had this in-ground pool, and he would take the kids there. Neither of my kids knew how to swim. He was teaching them how to swim. And I remember him always telling them, and this always stuck to me, and I hope that my young adult children carry this message inside of them even now, is that when you have fear, you don't have fun. When people allow fear to consume them, it stops them from doing so many amazing things in their life. Now, I don't want to downplay fear. That's not what I'm trying to do. But there is some truth to that if you have fear, you don't have fun. There's different kinds of fears, right? There's the fear responses, fight, flight, freeze, or fawn. They're automatic reactions to a real or perceived threat. So fight is obviously confront the threat. Flight is escape from the situation. A lot of people will have that. It's like fight or flight. Do I fight or do I stay? What do I do? Do I stay or do I go? Freezing, you become immobile or unable to act. And fawn is to seek to appease or please the threat to avoid conflict. These are very interesting. Like I always tell you, I like to do a little bit of research when I want to talk about certain topics. And those are all automatic reactions in the body. But I want to focus on the emotional fears that some of us have. And they're rooted in worrying about future negative outcomes. They're rooted in future outcomes, things that you can't control. They're rooted in uncertainties, to say the least, right? It's like, to put it in other words, you have fear of ruin. That means you have a fear of losing everything. Some people hold on so tight to the things in their lives because they fear that they're going to lose it. You have a fear of regret. Maybe you're worrying about missed opportunities or decisions, or you have a fear of rejection. We talked about that earlier. I felt like I was going to be rejected for the rest of my life. It's like I had a scarlet letter on me or something, You fear being unwanted or excluded by others, a new friend group, a new church group, a new hobby that you want to try, but it holds you back because you're afraid that whoever's in that group is going to reject you. Man, I know that in this season of life that many of us are living in, we have a fear of being rejected. It's one of the biggest fears that I think that people have, which leads to anxiety. It leads to depression. Oh my goodness, it leads to so many other things. There's also a fear of responsibility. You have a fear of having to take on burdens or burdens for others or any duties or something like that, And the biggest ones are social and performance fears, which it's like, oh my gosh, you feel like you can't speak in public. You're not a public speaker, or you have a fear of social situations, social anxieties. Or maybe you fear existence, like it's related to the core human experiences, like death, loneliness, or loss of identity. We're living in a world where so many people don't know who they are, where they are, that they were created for so much more, and that God has something incredible for them. They were created with purpose. People have existential fears in their lives. Or maybe it's like a professional fear, like the failure of success, a failure or success in a job, in a situation, in a position. All those are 150% valid. I do not ever want to downplay fear. There are people that are crippled with fear. But I want to tell you that there's hope. There's hope because you cannot wait until you feel ready. It keeps you stuck where you are. I want you to just gird up. And I want you to face the fear straight in the face, right? Like I used to text my kids and say, kick today in the face and just go out there and rock it, right? Like do the same to fear. Kick fear in the face and say, I want to do this scared anyway. Because if you allow all these fears that we talked about consume you, you will stay stuck, my friends. I want you to thrive. That's what living the unscripted life is about. Thriving, despite of the fear we have, we are looking to thrive. Do it scared anyway. Face the fear and start again. You can start fresh. You can have a new life. You can have a new perspective. You can have new freedom. Oh my goodness. Fill in the blank for where you want to start fresh in your life or what needs a fresh start, right? I want to invite you. And this is really important because I think this exercise is going to help you in more ways than one. But I want you to write a letter to your past self. And this is a little exercise. Get out your journals. People, get out your notes app on your phones or a good old piece of paper and pen. Remember what I said, when we write things down, we commit them to our heart and to our memory. And I want you to write a letter to your past self. Whatever that age, you can pick an age. You can pick a season of your life. But it's not for the purpose of erasing that part of your life that was so difficult. But it's to honor and recognize how far you've come from that person that was during that season. You were broken. And now 3, 4, 5 years later, maybe it's just months and maybe it's just days. You're different. Your perspective is changing. It's important that we honor those seasons of our lives that have taught us lessons and have taught us to be stronger. I know you can do this, my friend. I want you to start fresh. And if you ever need anything, you want to send me a message, you want to send me a DM, and I will pray with you. I will help you navigate and give you some pointers on how to navigate through whatever you're going through now. I am here for you, my friend. I'm here to help you through your unscripted journey, and I know that it is possible to start fresh again. Okay, friends, until next time. Thanks so much for listening to the Unscripted Journey podcast. If today's episode lit a spark in you, keep that momentum going with the Unscripted Journey Reflection Journal. It's a guided space to help you tune in, take action, and start living life on your terms. It's available now on Amazon. Just click the link in the episode notes. And don't forget, I've got free resources waiting for you over at cynthiashone.com to support your growth between episodes. Until next time, live free, stay unscripted.